Today we have info on student loans being forgiven, a Brainerd High SRO assaulted, an autistic boy with a musical gift, National Elephant Appreciation Day, and so much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Lily Fowler and a sports update with Sarah Hughes.
Today is Thursday, September 22nd, 2022.
We're live from Studio H12 in the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School, and you're watching Vox News Today.
Welcome back. I'm Amber Filyaw.
And I'm Ian Reardon, and these are your top stories for today.
The former military contractor accused of being behind the biggest corruption scandal the U.S. Navy has ever experienced is in custody. Leonard Francis, known as Fat Leonard, is detained in Venezuela after his arrest Tuesday. U.S. government officials say they have started the extradition process. In 2015, he pled guilty to fraud and bribery. Francis was on house arrest in San Diego when he fled earlier this month by cutting off his ankle monitor. He escaped just 3 weeks before he was set to be sentenced.
Australian officials held a one-minute moment of silence in memory of Queen Elizabeth II on Thursday. The moment came during the National Memorial Service for the Queen in the Great Hall at Parliament House in Canberra. Queen Elizabeth died on September 8th and was buried in Westminster on Monday.
A star from 90 Day Fiancé revealed she had been hospitalized after selling her farts online. Stephanie Mato, who appeared on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, was in the news recently after she admitted to being hospitalized as a result of selling her farts in jars. Here's what you need to know about Stephanie and her health scare. Stephanie was selling her farts for $1,000 a jar and made $200,000 doing it. The TLC star revealed she changed her diet to fiber-rich items such as beans, eggs, and protein shakes in order to produce the farts on demand, as she was seeking orders of 50 a week on an adult site. Stephanie says she felt a pinching sensation around her heart and thought she was having a heart attack.
A shark caught from more than 2,100 feet under the sea by a fisherman has left social media users shocked by its disturbing appearance. Travin Bermagui posted a photo on his Facebook page of a bizarre black and blue-eyed sea creature with a set of protruding razor-white teeth that appeared to be set in an eerie half-grin. The pointy-nosed shark was caught in the deep sea off the coast of Australia by the commercial fisherman before being posted online on September 12th. Many users replied that it appeared to be a cookie-cutter shark.
It's a job well done for a herd of goats in Chicago. They just wrapped up a summer season spent chowing down on overgrown vegetation at O'Hare International Airport. This is the 9th year that the goats and other grazing animals have worked to help clear away scrub vegetation around the airport. It's part of an eco-friendly program to keep the airfield safe and maintained. The animals will now head to warmer areas as fall weather approaches.
Divorced couples may now be able to separate their consolidated student loan debt and possibly qualify for student loan forgiveness. That's thanks to a bill passed in Congress Wednesday after the Senate approved the bill in June. Until 2006, married couples were allowed to consolidate their federal student loan debt into a single loan, but that made them jointly responsible for the debt even if they divorce. Survivors of domestic violence, economic abuse, or borrowers who can't reach the other borrower will also be able to submit an individual application.
And now let's check on our weather. Lily, what can you tell us?
It is sunny outside today, so stay tuned for what I have to say about the weather forecast right after this break.
Clear.
lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford, and together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
Welcome back. I'm Lily Fowler with your weather. Here's your weather at a glance for today. It is currently 66 degrees with a high of 85 and a low of 54 with precipitation of 15%. Wind will be at 13 miles per hour with a humidity of 66%, a dew point of 66 degrees, and a pressure of 29 inches. Visibility will be 8 miles with a UV index of 0. Most of Puerto Rico is still without power days after Hurricane Fiona tore through the island. Bridges completely washed away due to the deadly storm on Sunday, according to Puerto Rico's emergency portal system. More than 1 million customers still didn't have power as of Wednesday night. That leaves only 27% of people with electricity. Meanwhile, 30% of the island doesn't have running water. Now let's take a look at our national radar. There will be rain scattered in the middle of the states and throughout the Canada border and more into the northwest. And here's your local radar. There will be clear skies all throughout. And now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with a high of 87 and a low of 54. On Friday, it'll be sunny with a high of 76 and a low of 51. On Saturday, it'll be sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 61. On Sunday, there will be thunderstorms with a high of 79 and a low of 56. On Monday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 76 and a low of 49. On Tuesday, it'll be sunny with a high of 75 and a low of 49. And on Wednesday, it'll be sunny with a high of 75 and a low of 49. That is all I have for your weather. Here's Sawyer with your sports report.
Today we have Brett's picks, Celtics head coach suspension, some college football recaps, and more right after this break.
You can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the king, come banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford, and together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
At Whirlpool, we don't know how leaving the house less can make you need to eat more, or why the inside of the fridge is just so interesting. But we do know how to make appliances you can trust, day after day, after day, after day.
I was told the place I was looking for didn't exist.
A place that could refine my raw talents into something greater.
Where I could ask big questions about my faith, not settling for easy answers.
And I could risk what's comfortable in pursuit of my dream.
To join with others, find my voice, and change the world.
I was told that place didn't exist.
Then I found Lee.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers. Your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than a fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Welcome back. I'm Sarge Hughes with your sports, and here's Brett Whitehead with Brett's Picks.
Hello and welcome to Brett's Picks. It's week number 4, going into week number 5, and I am Gwen Shroyer along with this guy right here, Brett Whitehead. How you doing, Brett? Hi. And we are bringing you college pick'ems for this week. And let's take a look at our leaderboard, those that make picks. Coach Carpenter sitting alone at the top, separating himself. Colin at number 2, Mr. German at number 3, and wow, Brett, number 4. Number 4. Mr. Langdon at 5, Mr. Garrett, Sawyer, and Coach Thompson at 6, and the rest of us right there, I'm dropped down to number 9. All right, first game. Let's get away from it because I'm looking bad. West Virginia at Virginia Tech, 7:30 game tonight on ESPN. Who do you have, Brett?
I have West Virginia.
West Virginia. Next game we have is Chattanooga tonight playing at Illinois.
That's his hometown.
That is whose hometown? Oh, Trevor's hometown.
Yeah.
His home state?
Yeah.
8:30 game on the Big Ten Network. Who do you have, Brett?
Illinois.
Going against the Mocs, the Fighting Illini. Okay, next game we have moving into Saturday, number 5, Clemson taking on number 21, Wake Forest. Noon game on ABC. Who do you have?
I have Clemson.
Clemson. And you think Wake Forest is just not going to get up enough gumption to beat Clemson? Both ACC teams. Missouri at Auburn, noon game on ESPN. Who do you have?
I have Auburn.
Another team that is struggling mightily. Next game we have is Notre Dame at North Carolina. 3:30 game on ABC.
Notre Dame.
You got the Notre Dame. Okay.
Like Andy Moore's team.
Used to be a top 10 team, and now they are not ranked. Next game we have is Georgia Tech at University of Central Florida. 4 o'clock game on ESPNU. Who do you have?
I have Central Florida.
Central Florida. That's a good one. Next game we have is number 10, Arkansas, at number 23, Texas A&M. Who do you have?
I have A&M.
A&M, 7 o'clock game on ESPN. Next game, Wisconsin at number 3, The Ohio State, 7:30 game on ABC.
I have Ohio State.
Excuse me.
That's
Ohio
Colin's
State. That is Colin's favorite team. Next game we have is Boston College traveling down south to Florida State. 8 p.m. game on ACC Net. What do you got?
Florida State.
Florida State winning that one. Next we have number 20, 2-1 Florida traveling to Knoxville. Number 11, 3-0 Tennessee. Look at this matchup predictor. This is across the country. As of yesterday, Tennessee is an 87.4% favorite to win this game. Now, this is based on people picking the matchup. This is not based on anything other than that, so it's not scientific. And the betting odds has Tennessee at a 10.5 favorite, also not a scientific matchup. Although percentages matter, who do you have in this game, Brett?
I have Tennessee.
Tennessee with the win.
Oh, look at
3:30
my-
game. Yeah, still wearing the helmet from last week, Brett.
Yeah.
I guess that one worked out well. 3:30 game on CBS. And coming back to us, we have a lot of high school action coming on. Let's talk about the big one tomorrow is Cleveland at Walker Valley. And what do you think about that game?
I have Walker Valley.
Walker Valley at home.
And there's one Kingsport.
Kingsport?
No, Knox Central.
Knox Central.
They will play Hardin Valley.
Hardin Valley. So
the team we just
played. Yeah. Who do you have in that game?
I have Hardin Valley.
Hardin Valley with a win. What about this Polk County game?
I have Cumberland County.
Cumberland County, the Jets. Who do you have in this next one? Tyner, Saudi Daisy.
I have Saudi Daisy.
The Trojans. And this one right here, Hickson at Howard.
I have Howard.
And then we'll go back over here to this side. We have Meigs County at McMinn Central.
That's the former coach. That's the former
Matt Moody coaching the McMinn Central.
A former assistant coach here.
Yes. Who do you have?
McMinn Central.
McMinn Central with the win. East Hamilton travels to McMinn.
I have McMinn County.
McMinn County.
Oh, Ottawa playing Baylor.
And what do you think about that game?
I have Baylor.
Probably a huge win for Baylor. Okay.
Oh.
And he had an not so fast. Tonight we have a game, and that is up in the Maryville area. Who is it?
It's Knoxville West.
Knox West.
Playing at
Alcoa.
Alcoa at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock game tonight. Who do you have in that game?
I have Alcoa.
Alcoa with the win. What about the Braves? Game back, right?
Yeah.
And they keep winning, though.
They lost yesterday.
Except for yesterday. They were winning. I didn't keep up with it last night.
They ended up losing 3-2 yesterday.
But they're still in. They clinched earlier this week, so they're in the playoffs.
And they will play tonight in Philadelphia.
Phillies. So what do you think about that game?
I hope Atlanta wins.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to cut short so we can get out of here.
And Bradley is off this week.
Not playing. Should be.
They will play next Friday at Bearden.
At Bearden, which spells bear den. In case you were wondering.
At 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock game next week, next Friday. We'll be there.
The 30th.
The 30th. Anything else? Well, that's all I have too. So until next week, we'll see you
on the sideline.
Celtics head coach Ami Udoka could reportedly face potential disciplinary action, including a serious suspension for violating team rules. Currently, the franchise is contemplating a suspension for Udoka, and a length for the punishment could come as soon as Thursday. However, Udoka's job is not believed to be in jeopardy. If Udoka faces a suspension, Celtics assistant Joe Mazzulla would be expected to emerge as a favorite for the team's interim role. This has been a remarkable season for Aaron Judge, a performance destined to be remembered among the most outstanding offensive campaigns in baseball history. Judge hit his major league leading 60th home run on Tuesday, launching a solo shot to deep left center field in the bottom of the 9th inning. Not just historic, the homer sparked the Yankees to a 9-8 walk-off win over the Pirates when Giancarlo Stanton crushed a grand slam into the left field seats 4 batters later. Meanwhile, in the world of college football, number 20 Florida takes on number 11 Tennessee in the next chapter of their classic SEC East rivalry at Nyland Stadium in Knoxville. Multiple sports channels have this game as the game of the week, and College Game Day will be in town for the game. Tennessee desperately needs a win in the series, considering the Gators have won 16 of these last 17 meetings. Thankfully for the Vols, they're over a 10-point favorite. You can see if the Vols can break trends at 3:30 Saturday on CBS. After improving to 3-0 with a 38-27 comeback victory against the Mississippi State Bears, the undefeated number 10 Arkansas Razorbacks will head to AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Texas will take on the playoff contenders of the 23 Texas A&M Aggies and Southwest Classic. This will be the 79th meeting between the two programs. While the Razorbacks lead the all-time series 42-33, the Aggies have been on a roll in this rivalry over the last decade. Last year was the first year Arkansas beat the Aggies in 10 years. They hope to flip the script and start a winning streak off their own at 7 o'clock on ESPN Saturday. That is all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Welcome back. Two commercial fishermen from Kentucky illegally harvested paddlefish in Paddlefish Row from a Mississippi lake, and it cost them their livelihood for 5 years, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Mississippi announced. James Lawrence Lance Freeman, 27 of Eddyville, Kentucky, and Marcus Harrell, 34 of Murray, Kentucky, pled guilty to conspiring to violate the Lacey Act on multiple occasions in 2018 for the purpose of harvesting paddlefish from Moon Lake in Coahoma County, Mississippi.
A federal jury convicted 6 Clarksville, Tennessee men on Friday for racketeering, conspiracy, and other charges involving murder, kidnapping, drug trafficking, and other crimes, all stemming from their involvement with the Clarksville chapter of the Mongols Motorcycle Club. A 7th man from Kentucky, who was not a member of the Mongols, was also convicted by the same jury of participating in a drug trafficking conspiracy with the Clarksville Mongols.
Country singer Maren Morris says she's thinking about skipping the CMA Awards. Morris is nominated for Album of the Year. In an LA Times article published Tuesday, the star said she wouldn't feel comfortable attending the ceremony after a recent dispute with Jason Aldean and his wife, Brittany. The dispute happened after the couple made comments on social media about young people receiving gender-affirming care. Morris criticized those comments as transphobic. In talking about not attending, Morris said she felt the need to stand against bigotry that she sees in the country music community.
The Kentucky Parole Board met Tuesday to decide the fate of a man who killed 3 people in a 1997 high school shooting. After meeting, the 2-member panel was unable to reach a unanimous decision, meaning Michael Carneal will remain behind bars for now. A full board meeting will be held September 26th to further discuss the decision. Carneal's public defender argued he was suffering from undiagnosed paranoid schizophrenia and struggling with bullying when the shooting occurred. Carneal told the board he was 14 at the time and didn't fully understand the consequences of his actions.
2 members of the panel tasked with overseeing plans for the new Chattanooga Lookout Stadium, including the chairman, have resigned nearly 2 months after the panel was created. Hamilton County Mayor Weston Wamp says he is concerned the resignations on the City-County Sports Authority are, quote, the first hard evidence of a process that was rushed, end quote. In a phone interview Wamp had with Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly to discuss the resignations, he said that they may entertain a reconstitution of the panel.
UTC's Global Response Assistantship Program, launched in April, has given its first 2 awards. These went to 23-year-old Arsen Martinchuk and 21-year-old Nina Klimenkova. The program offers $600 a month, as well as free tuition, room, and board to 2 Ukrainian students wanting to pursue master's degrees in any one of 4 disciplines: public administration, business administration, engineering management, and computer science.
A 15-year-old student was arrested after assaulting an SRO inside of the Brainerd Recreation Center, Chattanooga police say. Video from CPD shows the incident. CPD says the SRO from Brainerd High School was called to the center to break up a reported fight. The fight was over when that officer arrived, but when the SRO tried questioning the students, CPD say the 15-year-old girl pushed past the SRO and began assaulting him, striking him several times in the face. After a struggle, the SRO managed to get her under control and take her into custody, CPD says.
A 2-year-old boy died in a hot car in Oneonta Tuesday afternoon. The child was later identified as Ian Weissman. 2 warrants were issued for the boy's grandfather, William Weissman. The Blount County District Attorney, Pamela Casey, said the warrants are for, quote, reckless acts and or criminally negligent acts, end quote. Weissman, 56, was booked into Blount County Jail Wednesday at 6:11 p.m. on a manslaughter charge. His bond was set at $30,000. The Blount County Sheriff's Office said the incident happened outside Kids Campus, a daycare on State Highway 75. The Sheriff's Office said the boy was not under the supervision of the daycare facility.
A young boy in Colorado has a special talent. He's a musical genius, but it was a hidden gift for the first 10 years of his life. Danny New has the story. Jude's YouTube.
It's really not often that a 10-year-old can give keyboard lessons to himself.
One day I was here watching the news when I heard him play something on, there's a small keyboard down the basement. So I grabbed my phone and went down there and I'm like, Jude, play that again.
This was in February of last year when Jude, who has autism, made his father realize that his youngest son could basically hear anything and then figure out how to play it immediately. Even our station jingle.
Oh, it changes octaves now.
So you can imagine the reaction from his parents.
The Lord is good.
Especially for his father, who was a musician in his home country of Ghana before moving to America.
I had that dream of being able to play on a big stage, but I got here, I couldn't do that, so I'm like, okay, then I want the kids to do it. Yeah, so this is him.
But Jude's unexpected virtuosity also felt like a blessing because of his health problems early in life.
He looked tiny with all those machines going off.
That must have been horrible.
Yes.
Jude was born with low oxygen levels and had to have heart surgery as a baby to repair a hole. He even needed a feeding tube in his stomach until he was 8. But Jude is a fighter and has thankfully mostly recovered now. As you can tell, it's kind of hard to break his spirit.
Do you know you're doing that, or it just all comes out?
Maybe it just all comes out.
Now at 11 years old, Jude is all over YouTube, he plays weddings, he's the lead keyboardist at their church in Aurora, and
That's him.
he'll even jam with beginners. But no matter how many accolades he racks up in his young and sudden career as a maestro, their family can only see this one way.
Looking at his situation, also his diagnosis, how he was born in the gene, and now the way he's played, yeah, it's just God alone.
It's a miracle.
Jude's YouTube page has more than 6,000 followers.
In 1986, Peter Davies was on holiday in Kenya after graduating from Northwestern University. On a hike through the bush, he came across a young bull elephant standing with one leg raised in the air. The elephant seemed distressed, so Peter approached it very carefully. He got down on one knee, inspected the elephant's foot, and found a large piece of wood deeply embedded in it. As carefully and as gently as he could, Peter worked the wood out with his knife, after which the elephant gingerly put down its foot. The elephant turned to face the man, and with a rather curious look on its face, stared at him for several tense moments. Peter stood frozen, thinking of nothing else but being trampled. Eventually, the elephant trumpeted loudly, turned, and walked away. Peter never forgot the elephant or the events of that day. 20 years later, Peter was walking through the Chicago Zoo with his teenage son. As they approached the elephant enclosure, one of the creatures turned and walked over to where Peter and his son Cameron were standing. The large bull elephant stared at Peter, lifted its front foot off the ground, then put it down. The elephant did that several times, then trumpeted loudly, all the while staring at the man. Remembering the encounter in 1986, Peter could not help wondering if this was the same elephant. Peter summoned up his courage, climbed over the railing, and made his way into the enclosure. He walked right up to the elephant and stared back in wonder. The elephant trumpeted again, wrapped its trunk around one of Peter's legs, and slammed him against the railing, killing him instantly. Probably wasn't the same elephant. Don't forget to celebrate the elephant on today. Use hashtag Elephant Appreciation Day to post on social media.
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
You will also find more online at our website, bchs.tv.
Please remind your friends to like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel, BCHS Bear Network.
Tune in each weekday for our newscast. You just can't get enough Vox.
That is all we have for you today from Studio H12 in the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School.
From all of us with Vox News, thank you for watching.
We hope you have a splendid day.
And as always,
God bless and go Bears.